So hello fellow banknote collectors, this is Glenn for the Thursday banknote video. Today we're looking at Serbia's World War II banknotes. So if you don't know anything about the history, Yugoslavia was initially an ally of Germany and Italy at the outbreak of the war, but they had a change of heart later on and they decided to side with the British and the French. The Germans didn't like that, so what they done a blitzkrieg on Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia didn't really last that long, and my cat wants to come inside. And that was the 6th of April 1941, so roughly a year after France fell. So Germany really had no opposition at that time. The UK wasn't really much of an opposition. It was just an island, couldn't get their forces onto the mainland. So the Germans invaded and they dismembered the country, and they created some puppet states. Serbia was one of them, Croatia was another one. Slovenia was divided between the Germans, Hungarians, and Italians. Montenegro went to Italy. Oh, and where did Macedonia go to? I think that went to Bulgaria. Okay, so that's the division. So the two states were Serbia and Croatia that were created. And here is the Serbian ones. So the lowest denomination I have is the 50. The other denominations they issued was the 10, 20, 100, 500, and 1,000 dinars. And this one is from 1942. Now initially these were equal to 20 Yugoslav dinars. But in 1944, when the partisans took over Yugoslavia, when the Germans retreated, the exchange rate was 20 dinars equals 1 new dinar. So this one was 2.5 Yugoslav dinars. And here I have some coins. I don't have any banknotes of the first issue, but these coins, 1945, are quite hard to get. Don't know why. The mintage is quite large, as well as the Serbian coins from the Second World War from 1941-43. They're just, don't know, they're just pretty hard to get. Maybe because people don't want to sell them. So the two issues of 50 dinars. So we have the better version issued in 1941, and this is in the French style, or it's in the style also of the previous Yugoslav banknotes. Has Serbia Narodna Banka, so Central Bank of Serbia, and it has an image of a woman. So this is an allegorical, means it doesn't represent anyone specifically. And the serial numbers are still the French type, so you've got the 8 numbers in there. Then you've got the 222, which is just the end of the 8 numbers. Then you've got a prefix here. So that's the French style of, and this one has a portrait in the watermark of King Peter I. So these are all overprinted on previous Yugoslav banknotes. So these are printed in Yugoslavia. So this is the best banknote. I like this one, quite nice, and also the condition is quite good. And the date, the 1st of August 1941. And on the back we have this guy. It's Filip Vishnich Planer Gusel. So it looks like a simple violin type instrument. And then we have the coat of arms of Serbia. So that's the current one they use. You can also find it on Republic Srpska in Bosnia. And this one's probably about $5 to $10. So quite a nice banknote. Get it if you can. But Serbian banknotes are not too cheap. Neither are Croatian or Ukrainian. What else? Or the Russian occupation. The cheapest World War II banknotes that you can get are probably Germany. So Okay, the second 50 dinar is from 1942. And as you can see, it's not as good as the first one. It has a portrait of Peter Petrovic II near Yegos. He's probably an independence fighter. Does it have any information? You can find information on Wikipedia on him. And on the back, he has the coat of arms. No security thread, no watermark, like on previous ones. So the value of these probably decreased as time goes by because of inflation. So that is the 50. This is probably the easiest one to get. Once again, probably about $5 in this condition, or $5 to $10 roughly. The prices of these have gone up pretty much over the years. Inflation's going to make these go up anyway because they're collector's items, not exchange rate value. Then I have the 100 dinar from 1941, so this is an overprint. There's two other ones issued in 1942-43. This is the easiest one to get, probably about $10. It's a little bit bent. And this one is allegorical feature of, so you got ships sailing there. They crossed out anywhere where it says Yugoslavia to put Serbia. There's a watermark of the king. And this is definitely French style. And quite a nice banknote. Also a bit thin, so these wouldn't last long in circulation. Now over here we have a overprint. So this is the overprint on the coat of arms of Yugoslavia. There's another print in the coat of arms of Yugoslavia with the denomination. And that side just has pretty much allegorical features. So, except for the watermark, they didn't do like Iran did in 1979 and put a coloured print over there just to cancel it out. They didn't even bother worrying about it. Then we have the 500 dinars. So I've got two here. You'll see the reason why. I did make a video on these about 4 years ago. And these ones are 1941. They replaced these in 1942 with a smaller version. So here we have the watermark with Horace, or Quintus Horatius Flaccus, a Roman poet. And this one has King Alexander. So that's the two differences. So let's see if we can put them together. You can see those two watermarks. So there's two different issues, but everything else is pretty much the same. The value is pretty much the same. So in this condition, you're probably talking about $5 to $10. Quite a nice issue. So this is an allegorical feature of a woman, and she's got some jewelry. Probably they use, I heard they use that as dancing or weddings. It looks like they're got eagles on them, so I'm not too sure what coins or tokens they are. So we've got Pet Stodina Dinara, so 500 dinara. And on the reverse we have a bricklayer. So here's the bricks. That's to lay the cement and smooth it out, and also put the tiles and make sure everything's in order. And his clothes are actually quite good for being a bricklayer. So he's a fake bricklayer. And this one's the same. And you can see the serial numbers are pretty much the same as the French. So they just copied the French. The 1942, they pretty much changed it to the same style as this 50 dinar note. So Serbian banknotes from the Second World War. To actually get the whole set, you're probably struggling to get the 1,000 dinars. They're quite expensive. And if you wanted to upgrade in better condition, you're going to be paying more money. So like $5 to $10 for a banknote like this, roughly about $5. If you want uncirculated, you're talking about a few hundred. So sometimes it can get quite prohibitive. Now, we don't have too many people from Serbia in Australia. Croatia, yeah. So those banknotes, if you wanted to buy one, these ones are still in demand because people just like to buy puppet states of the Second World War. And these ones, well, they're quite good. So here we have some banknotes in circulation. The cheapest one is $7, and that looks pretty good condition. I might look at myself. It looks better than the ones I got. Then you got some AVOC banknotes, $10, $14, yeah. So they're getting a bit expensive since last time. Last time these weren't close to $20, so they're only like about $8, $9. And then you got a whole bunch of set of 10. These are probably all in poor condition. So the 100s are pretty common. And here we have an uncirculated 50 dinar. That is 63, but is that the only 50 that we got? Got $50 for a 1000. So that's pretty much, there's only one 1000 from 1941. So if I put it in incognito mode, I'll probably get more hits. Okay. How about we look for 42? See what that gives us. Okay, so lowest, that's the way I roll. Here you go. Got another one, that's 41, but you had to put it there. Yeah, so still not cheap. Yeah, so then you go international, and you can probably get some cheaper ones. The postage will be a bit higher, but if you buy multiple stuff, they usually put it together. So 50, this seems to be the more common banknote to get. And here we've got two of them each. So there you go. Is there any high denominations? Oh, 1,000, $20, 27. Yeah, so this hobby does become quite expensive. So that's why I recommend, if you get extra banknotes, ooh, look at that. If you get extra banknotes, just probably sell them to fund your hobby, because it is a good hobby. There's lots of good people in it, but there's also lots of bad people, just like any other hobby. And sometimes you can get good artwork. See, that's a beautiful artwork. This is why I like to collect it, because of the beauty in the history. Sometimes because of the money. No, that's my wife actually. Anyway, so here I'll leave the video. I'll leave a link down below to eBay so you can check out, these type of banknotes. Maybe you can ask the seller if they buy multiples, if you can get a discount. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my video, and have an awesome banknote collecting time. And don't get bored.